It's credited with dramatically cutting cavities and tooth decay, but could that fluoride in your drinking water be too much of a good thing? A CDC study found that getting too much of the mineral causes spots on some kids' teeth. And on Friday, the federal government said it plans to lower the recommended levels for fluoride in water supplies, the first change of this sort in nearly 50 years.
When especially kids get too much fluoride, it can cause white marks and streaking, but in a few extreme cases it can cause even pitting. There's such a thing as too much of a good thing.
The CDC study found that about 2 out of every 5 adolescents have the splotchy tooth condition called fluorosis, a significant jump from the numbers just 15 or 20 years ago.
They think it's been increasing because there's so many sources of fluoride now, not just fluoridated water, but just about all toothpaste is fluoridated now, and there's many other sources.
Fluoride started to be added to water in the 1940s when scientists found it helped to prevent cavities. Today, most public drinking water contains fluoride, especially in larger cities. And once it's in the water...
In our daily lives, we have fluoride in any product that we eat that has water in it. So be it our popsicles or our Coca-Cola or soups or anything else. So we have many more opportunities for exposure to fluoride.
And therefore less need for so much fluoride in the water supply.
Really the big thing is there's no change in water fluoridation. It's still safe, it's still effective as it was when it started to be put in the water 65 years ago. The difference is they're getting it from other sources now.
The American Dental Association applauded the proposed reductions.
This is going to help prevent tooth decay, prevent the severe dental fluorosis that some people in this country still have.
The recommendations now enter a 30-day public comment period. A decision is expected within a few months. Kelly Dashel.
South Korea has confirmed an outbreak of H5N1 bird flu at 2 poultry farms in 2 provinces. The Ministry of Agriculture has designated a quarantine zone within a 10-kilometer radius of the affected.
This message is actually directed at everybody on this planet, but most especially in the United States. We have entered a new phase of attack by the shadow government. They are now using Phosgene gas to poison living things all over this planet. The birds are dropping right out of the sky, fish are bubbling up dead all over the place. There's several different agents that are involved, but Phosgene is the
But what choice do we have? Look, I know you don't agree, but I've got to do something. Oh, hi. Come on in. Yeah, I'm nearly ready. I'm V, by the way. Right. Well, I'm off then. I hate seeing him on that thing. The streets are a death trap on a bike. But the only job he could get is halfway across the city, at a big coal liquefaction plant. Well, there's no way we could afford to move to that neighbourhood. He's applying like mad for a virtual job, but so is everyone else, I guess. I never thought I'd get one of these. I used to be a doctor, you see, but the state closed most of the public hospitals, and the entrepreneurs have taken over the economy. They give their jobs to their mates. I didn't stand a chance. I'm basically agreeing to be a nomad by taking this job. The traffic is so bad, I'll be away from home for days at a time, but what could I do? Take a look at this. It's a mess, isn't it? I live here. Well, not a bad part of town. At least I'm fairly connected, unlike the folk that live in the failed developments. Oh, God, look at this lot. It's disgusting, isn't it? They're just trophies, you know. They buy them, but you never see them driving them. What's the point? The politicians are always making a big deal of building more roads to connect the city together, but not everyone gets much benefit, except for the billionaires, or they're always above it all, aren't they? I guess we should pick up some provisions. I know just the place, but don't tell the boss, will you? There's no way I can make this job pay if I buy the official fuel. Not that the back market is much better. Prices have soared since the rumours of the Chinese recession. Perhaps I should grow my own biofuel. There's been a lot of tension recently. People just feel powerless. It's kind of scary the way we're seeing such a rise in religious and ethnic tensions. But the food and other provisions are just so much more affordable than in corporate-owned supermarkets. Let's pick up some grub. Oh, them? Oh, yeah, well, it's natural after last year's food riots, isn't it? I guess they had to do something. Oh, pea and potato on special again. Oh. We haven't had much wheat since Russia cut their supplies. I wish I could have got a virtual teaching job or something. Oh yeah, the kids are all learning online now. It's all part of the big public sector cuts. At least I'm selling something useful. We'll all need water-saving solutions in the future. And I don't care how much they ration water. I still want to have good-looking hair. I'll be home soon, and we'll make enough money from this to fund our own little business we're thinking of. It's the best way to make a living nowadays. Oh, that's my boss. Better go. Hello, sir. How are you this morning?
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Sunday, January 9th, 2011, and I'm Darko. Welcome to this Eugenics News Bulletin, everyone. New listeners, please visit my website at www.ggnonline.com. That's ggnonline.com. You just watched all those videos. Let me see, what is my first comment? Probably the fluoride. It's kind of weird that they're going to lower the poison, like this said right here. They're going to adjust the fluoride poisoning in the water supply. They're still going to poison us, but like you heard that one individual say, oh, it's just as safe as before, nothing changed, just the supplier. And the little known fact that he excluded from that interview was what? It's coming from China. It's bad stuff, right? So it could possibly be that we're no longer getting fluoride from American aluminum companies and phosphate fertilizer companies. We're getting it strictly from China, and I don't trust anything from there. But also, they said in there that we've been fluoridating water for 50 years, and that, what did they say? Oh yeah, the research about when research found that it prevented cavities. Well, you go do your research, and you'll find that who helped fund that research? Alcoa, the Aluminum Company of America. A little conflict of interest? Maybe, but that's just me. Yeah, and how about them saying too much of a good thing? I mean, dude, there's so many people that are against fluoride. We want it removed from the water supply, and it's like, it's not good at all. And they're saying too much of a good thing, like could be bad. Okay, and then lastly, my comment for that fluoride video that just had me, my skin reeling, I was just, it angers me a little bit, is the fact that the only reason that they're giving, this is how it always goes when the government or corporations basically admit fault. With the whole fluoride thing, the only reason that they're giving the public as to why they're removing it from the water supply or they're just lowering it is because it causes spotting or mottled teeth, the old fluorosis. They never talk about any other research that's been done as far as what it does to your kidneys and your internal organs, your brain, and they never talk about that. They never do. The only thing that they talked about was the spotting of the teeth, because they will not admit that. So here we go. CDC adjusts fluoride poisoning of America's water supply to a lower level, says the U.S. CDC today issued a startling report that admits 2 in 5 children in America show signs of fluoride poisoning, streaking, spotting, or pitting of teeth due to dental fluorosis. The agency concluded that fluoride levels need to be lowered in municipal water supplies, reducing fluoride to 0.7 milligrams per liter. It says the previous recommended upper limit was 1.2 per liter, so that's good. It's almost in half. It says this ends over 5 decades of the U.S. government recommending up to 1.2 milligrams of fluoride in every liter of water, but even the new lower levels are still more than enough to cause serious harm to children, and when mothers make infant formula using fluoridated tap water, they inadvertently poison their infants with hundreds of times the level of fluoride that would normally be found in healthy human breast milk. And of course, you got that, baby water. That stuff, oh God, that gives me chills down my spine. Every time I see that in the grocery store, the nursery water with fluoride added, I'm just like, man, that's so evil, So evil, dude. So you can go in there and you can check it out. They have the Fluoride Alert, Fluoride Action Network. It's a good website. Here we go. It says, is the announcement a PR stunt? About the CDC's motives for this announcement, Connick characterized it as a bit of PR stunt. Quote, all that's happening here is really a PR exercise to make it look as if they're addressing the public's concerns without really doing anything substantial. They give the message that they're going to choose a level which will allow the water fluoridation program to continue. That's a travesty of science and another example where these Washington-based agencies are more interested in protecting a policy than in protecting the health of the American people. So there you go. They completely ignored all the IQ studies and notion that fluoride damages the brain, Connick explains. Yeah, that was big news recently. They found that the fluoride reduces the IQ in individuals. So, and this is what they do. This is what they did. They just said, oh, well, it causes Model T, so we're going to remove it. They won't admit to what it really does. Natural gas industry freely pollutes Pennsylvania's drinking water. Drilling for natural gas has become a hot new industry, but in Pennsylvania, the practice is literally destroying the environment. Unlike the other states, Pennsylvania allows the natural gas industry to dump its partially treated waste into rivers and streams that are used for drinking water, even though the toxic sludge is heavily polluted with salt and dangerous heavy metals. And keep moving here. More young people are winding up in nursery homes. I thought this article was very interesting, just the headline itself, because I've talked about this in videos about if you're going to look for a job, where else to look? Look at assisted living, look at basically nursing homes and that, and hospices and anything that has to do with eugenics, right? Because we're living in, right now, look at this, he's 26, I'm 30, and I'm already feeling the eugenics of my body. I got friends that are all having the same issues, man. Their bodies are already breaking down and they're barely, they just turned 30. And, it's like with so much, like I said, the fluoride in the water, the spraying that they're doing in the air, so our air and our water is polluted, then our food is contaminated. So our water, air, food, which is fuel, I guess, is all being contaminated. And so that's why all the jobs in the future are going to pertain to what? Government jobs and healthcare jobs, right? And retail jobs. Because, like I said, as we move forward into this brave new world, your not just your standard living will go down, but your average lifespan will go down. The life expectancy just dropped by a half a point this year, so it's actually going down. So this is why more young people are winding up in nursing homes. So what does this say? What do I see when I see this article? And I hope that most of my audience does too. They see this headline and they're like, oh, see, okay, that's just the elites looking at it, and the scientific engineers are looking at this saying, you know what, success, guys, we're making headway here. We're making lots of headway. We're going to have a whole generation of baby boomers right now getting ready to retire, and hopefully 1/3 of them will have cancer, so we don't have to pay them off, and then we won't have to worry about pensions. So hopefully they can do that to our generation, Generation X, or at least my generation, Generation X, and so hopefully they can kill all of us off before we even get time to retire. But that's why they're trying to raise the retirement age, right? Corn syrup producers want sweeter name, corn sugar. So as I'm sure most of you are out there, go through your grocery store and are semi-aware of all these poisons they try to put in your food, like me. I'm always looking for high fructose corn syrup, and you'll notice they'll put corn syrup, which is real, there is corn syrup, but they mask it and they call it corn sugar now. So that's what they're going to start doing. Just change the name, but it's still the same poison. Aspartame exposed GM bacteria used to create deadly sweetener. And 5 crazy and new genetically modified foods. You have super chicken eggs. You got the apples, non-browning apples, fast-growing salmon, GMO salmon, hyper-producing seeds, and then you got enviro pigs. So And we'll get into the autism and vaccine link when we return. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.